Now, I told you all that I might come back, and guess what? I didn't let you down. I am back, and this is a very impromptu live stream. I have a guest on who wanted to talk with me about some of my views and positions on topics. So I thought it would be great to have him come on. So, real quick, let me bring in Peter. Shout out to you. Peter, how are you, sir?
Doing all right, man. A little bit tired, but hanging in there.
Okay. All right. Well, earlier today, I was on Keisha King's channel, just chopping it up a little bit. And Peter was in the comment section. And as I always do, I always let people know, hey, you're welcome to come on into, if you want to email management, and we will gladly talk with you. So Peter has decided to come on, chose to come on, which I think is perfectly fine. So with no further ado, Peter, I'll give you the opportunity to open up. Tell me what it was maybe that you had an issue or complaint with that I had said, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, well, I started looking at your channel a little bit. I
Hmm.
see that you're a pretty big Candace stan, so that was no, I'm just kidding there. I've been watching Candace's videos for a little while, and I just saw you guys. You kind of popped up in my feed, and clearly are critical of her.
Hmm.
And so I felt the need to kind of jump in and I mentioned Israel and stuff, and I think you kind of accused me of being obsessed with Israel. Um, and which I just thought was a kind of funny thing to say because looking at your channel, looking at, was it Quisha's channel?
Keisha, yeah,
You guys also seem to have subjects that you kind of focus on.
that's
So,
her.
I feel like when you call somebody obsessed, it's kind of, to me, it's not a very logical argument. Like, I'd rather people focus on the actual structure of the argument, like what's actually true and
Hmm.
what's not. So that's when I started kind of firing back and forth. But I really respect you having me on. I'm just a normal person, never been on a podcast before, but I thought it'd be cool to, like you said, chop it up with you. And yeah, so that was kind of the first thing I disagreed with, was just being called obsessed about an issue. I think it's fine to be
Hmm.
interested in issues. Clearly you're interested in the Candace issue, but you kind of disagree with what she's saying. I'm interested in, well, I agree with what she's saying, and I do think it ties into Israel. I don't think that makes me obsessed. I think it's a topic of interest to me. Um, so kind of start off there. I just feel like that's, I've watched probably too many podcasts, but every time I hear people on my side that are thinking like I am, when they bring up Israel, when they bring up the fact they think that Israel truly does influence our government way beyond any normal amount or more than any other nation, they're just called obsessed. And it's like, is that really a good argument? I mean, when you see our governments passing all these, anti-hate speech laws just to help Israel, not for any other minority, not for black people
Hmm.
that have gone through, I'd say, a lot more than Jews. Um, but it's just hate speech just to help Israel. When you see that Congress, convenes these like declarations where they say that we're not anti-Semitic, and they do this like multiple times a year. And I have
Hmm.
nothing against Jews. This is just about Israel, but you just start to feel like our government is super obsessed with protecting Israel, and this is on the liberal and conservative side. And it really seems to be big to me on the elite liberal and conservative side. Most commoners, as you could call them, most of us peasants that I talk to, are pretty anti-Israel. When you kind of go up the social and economic ladder, you see on both sides of the aisle, whether it's Clinton and Bush or Obama and Trump, they're all Biden, they're all huge Zionists. I mean, that
Hmm.
right by there almost speaks to me that there's a huge problem. I don't trust people, like that with a lot of money and power. I think it corrupts you. So yeah, man, that's kind of where I'm coming from. It's a topic of big interest to me, and I hope what I said wasn't like insulting to you guys. Sometimes when you're chatting online, you get a little bit too carried away. So it's always better to speak in person. That's pretty cool.
Okay. Well, all right. So I got you there. I don't have a problem with Israel existing. So I guess that means I'm a
Now that you are,
Zionist. I'm perfect.
now that you
All
are,
right. I got no problem with that. My
now that you are.
issue is, and where I was coming from today was as it relates to Candace and what we were talking about. And I even mentioned it when in on the show with Keisha. I have a whole field of problems with Candace before we ever get on a plane and fly 9 time zones away to worry ourselves about Israel. I
Let's
got
talk about
so many
Candace.
problems with
Yeah,
her. And
I've been
so
listening to her pretty regularly.
when people immediately, the first thing they say when they see me dunking on Candace, oh, it's got to be Israel. You're a Zionist, 7K. Well, see, to me, that's what I'm saying. Like you're obsessed with it. And I'm not saying that you can't have issues and problems with the things that you just outlined. I'll probably push back on a lot of those things, Peter,
Sure.
but we don't even have to get there. I can just talk about the fact that Candace wholeheartedly, out of whole cloth, lies.
So
She
I can see
lies.
why it feels like I'm tying things together that shouldn't be tied together. But don't you think it's kind of weird that it's like, for some reason, everybody that would call themselves, a very virulent Zionist, like Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire, and then for some reason, they've all come on one side of the Candace issue. So it really does feel like it's tied into Israel. It's like if
Well,
if
well,
you find,
how? When I'm saying right here, Candace lied
Mhm.
about what she said about the Egyptian planes. Now, if you could explain to me where Israel and Zion come into that sentence,
Right?
then you got me over a barrel. But
No, not
she,
not over that little detail. No.
okay.
When-
So, but I can give you 10 more of those. I can give you 10 more that have, again, I don't have to go to Hartsfield Jackson Airport
Are you
and
saying we
book a
made
flight.
a mistake about the time zone?
No, I'm talking about what she said about the Egyptian planes. All of that information was false. And she said that she would post it on her website. She said it 3 separate and distinct times, Peter, that she would post the information so you and myself can parse through it. And that information is still not there. So
Well,
I don't
I
know.
think she said like she's going to get some things wrong, and
No,
that
no, no, no,
I
no,
think
no.
she's okay with that.
No,
Like she's
but
like
Peter,
when you look into
but
stuff, you're going to get false facts sometimes, and you're going to have to
mhm,
backtrack. It's going to happen,
but Peter,
right?
is that where, but Peter, well, why don't you show us the information? You said that this is what you remember. She said that the whole Egyptian planes was the whole reason they got to Fort Hakatua that was going to shut the whole thing down. So this is what I'm saying. And notice what I'm talking about right now. None of this
Mhm.
rhymes with Israel. None of
Yeah,
this
yeah, no,
has a
we don't have to
so
talk to
that's
Israel. Like I
why,
said, I probably jumped the gun a little bit in that comment there.
no
Um,
problem. So that's why when I say that somebody's obsessed with it, I'm like, you're not even listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying that the woman lied to you. I'm saying that she's pulling out a whole cloth, telling you stories and such of that nature that have no bearing whatsoever in reality. Now, again, we can have a whole sidebar conversation about the little sliver of land the size of New Jersey, but that's not what I'm talking about.
yeah, no, we can talk about Candace because I mean, I don't remember specifically about what was she was proven wrong about the Egyptian planes. What's the I haven't watched her like every single night. I've watched her a
I
couple
hate to
times.
say it, but I have.
Yeah,
So,
I see. I wouldn't want to call you obsessed or anything. No, I'm just kidding. But
hey, feel free. You're
no,
welcome to say that, and
no,
that
I
would
think
be a reasonable point to make.
I
You could say
watched.
that.
I had time to watch like your last episode you did before I jumped on this with you, and I felt like so that's the only kind of deconstruction of an argument that I've seen so far on your side.
Okay.
But what I did see is you kind of just brought up that she had broken contracts and NDAs, and I don't know that doesn't mean a ton to me because I feel like NDAs are kind of used to bully the small people by large companies anyway. So I mean,
Well,
that's the only thing.
okay.
I haven't seen obviously any other of your videos, so you could raise some good points. I'm not gonna say you didn't.
And so let's just say that you work for a paint company. You have Peter's Paint Company,
Mhm.
and you own a paint company. You have a relationship with Sherman-Williams. You have a relationship with Bayer to buy their paint from you. And if they break that contract, I think you would be pretty miffed, even though you're a pretty reasonably small size company. You got 10 employees, and they break that
I
contract. They
probably
don't do something.
their founder,
So
he'd be a friend of mine, and they killed him
I'm
for financial reasons. Then I would probably wouldn't care about an NDA or a contract.
let me finish with where I am.
Okay.
So if they break that contract with you, I think you would agree that that contract and them breaking that contract and you now having the power to file a civil case against them
Mhm.
is fantastic. Is that
They have the
fair?
right. They have the right, absolutely. And I think even
Okay.
Candace did that.
Um,
She was like, if I have to pay money, it is what it is.
let me point out something to you.
Yeah.
Candace made it very clear that if I don't give information, that I'm lying.
Yeah. I saw you
So
about
if I withhold information from you in this discussion that we're having, then I'm lying.
okay.
That's her argument. If I need to, I can bring in the little clip where she talks about I
No,
don't
I
like little lies,
remember her saying
right?
that. I saw what you
Okay.
said.
So wouldn't it be fair to say that Candace was following her own logic and her own argument
Mhm.
that she lied by not telling people, by the way, I am under contract with TPUSA at this current moment as I'm talking trash about them? Would that not be considered a lie?
I saw you say that exact thing. So I actually thought about this point, and I can sort of see your point, but at the same time, I just don't know how relevant it is to the broader point she's making.
Well, I
Especially
could challenge that.
what if she didn't want to just give ammunition to TPUSA? She's like, shit, they do have me over a contractual barrel, but I'm not going to like put it out there for them just to take advantage of it and sue me. I'll wait for them to take advantage of that on their own. To me, it doesn't really negate the fact that the way TPUSA has been acting seems very fishy to me, and all
So,
those things seem like minor things in comparison.
well, if we're going to start degreeing things, and a lot of the things that she claims that they're moving fishy, they actually haven't said anything about. So the only reason we know, quote unquote, that they're moving fishy is the translation of Candace. And I think we now know that there's she actually has a dare I say, a little bit of incentive to not be as truthful about how she explains or how she um, purports what TPUSA is doing. But back to my contract situation. If she was being upfront and honest and saying, by the way, I'm under contract with them, and she would have been, that contract was for 3 more years. If they'd had, I mean, so she would have been able to
change your thoughts on her actual argument at all? Because to me, that would just make me think, okay, well, she's being a badass. She's speaking out against this company, even though she knows could get her in trouble. Like, does that
yeah,
really
but then she goes Billy Bad backside and immediately says, I'm going to ask my audience to pay my bill for me.
Well,
that's not, no, you didn't hear that?
Anybody do that? I mean,
no, I'm not going to talk trash about Peter and be like, Pete, come sue me, man. Come sue me. Hey, by the way, everybody, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe and hit that donation button because Peter's going to sue me. That would be crazy work.
I guess if you say so.
I mean, am I making that? Am I being, too?
To me, it doesn't change, I guess, anything about the fact. If you think that Candace is onto something, that TPUSA had financial reasons to potentially off their leader, and that the government.
Wait, just stop and think about that sentence for a second.
But that's not.
Just think about that sentence for a second.
Yeah.
That sounds insane. To say that somebody.
Yeah, this is a crazy thing to me, and I think I lost you for a second.
What happened?
I don't know, man. Are you back?
I'm here. I don't know what happened to my camera. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay, so can I ask you this? Because this is the crazy, I listen to too many podcasts while I'm working and stuff. These thoughts all get in my head. And the weirdest thing to me that I don't get, and I really want to ask you genuinely, is what's so crazy? When you look at typical murder cases, often the prime suspect is a spouse or is someone who had a financial motive. So when everyone's like, oh, no, you can't criticize a widow or you can't criticize his company, that seems very illogical to me. Are you still there? Oh, I think I lost you. I don't know if it's my internet or yours, bud.
Don't worry about it, brother. I'm right here. I can hear you. I don't know what happened to my camera, though.
Okay. But
I don't know what's up.
Yeah.
Well,
but you heard that? Like, that's my
I heard you.
Like, what's crazy about that? I think like half of when a spouse is murdered, like half the time it's the spouse. Like, it's not a crazy thing to say. Or it's a financial motive, a close business partner. That's not a
I got you.
And that's where I feel like that's being misconstrued as crazy, where it's kind of a common thing actually in crime.
Well, the problem is we have somebody who's not the spouse, who's currently in jail for it. And the story doesn't take as much cobbling together and jerry-rigging as in order to believe that Erica Kurt was in on the deletion of her husband. Mm-hmm. There are so many aspects that you talk about things that are ridiculous arguments. There's so many ridiculous arguments that you have to now make unridiculous versus Tyler Robinson,
the government, etc.
Well, hold on. Yeah, so we done got the government involved. We got everybody else involved except the people who benefited the most from it. The left, Cantifa, Islamist, the Alphabet Mafia. Those are the only people who are not getting called out on this. Yeah, it makes no sense. So what would be the logical conclusion as a Trump supporter, TPUSA donor, why in the Lord's name would I want to delete the person, dare I say, the cash cow, the golden goose that's bringing in all of the resources for our organization? Help me make that make sense.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me when he was literally like refusing donor money. I think he could be easily looked at as someone who was becoming an impediment to the cash.
Now make it make sense that his wife is the one that did it, though.
I'm not saying that for sure. I'm just saying it's not like a crazy thing to call a spouse a suspect. It happens all the time.
Yeah, but they're the first ones immediately that are ixnayed off of it. Let me ask you this question. Let's stick with the idea that you're proposing and pushing out. Why, if you're trying to say that TPUSA had a great benefit in doing this and as such of that nature, why is it that the story, we wouldn't know anything about these quote unquote donors that were losing money or any of that nature, except for us going into another area with this story? Because it wasn't common knowledge. So it wasn't going to be like something like, hey, immediately, oh, y'all, donor Bob stopped giving money. But it wasn't.
Unearthed a lot of those things.
I apologize.
Candace did unearth a lot of those things. Like,
let me ask you a question. But
they weren't trying to show those things.
So help me understand immediately again, because you're not giving me money, because you're not accepting my money, I apologize. We are now going to have you delete it. Help me make that make sense.
Because you're not, because they want to give money and control the organization.
So for what? Like what would be the benefit of us deleting Charlie Kirk, who, by the way, is the biggest supporter of our platform? Hold on one second. But wait, I'm sorry. He just literally wrote a book on how to practice the Sabbath. Nobody was sitting there. Give me a second, Pete. Give me a second, brother. Nobody was sitting there saying, man, Charlie, first thing when his body hit the dirt, oh man, he was going against Israel. We had to come up and concoct those stories. But watch this. You do realize nobody with the same energy that you're coming up with, give me that same energy on why it could have been Trantifa. Give me that same energy on why it could have been the left or Islamists. But y'all won't. But you won't.
Well, it's because of so many. I mean, not only do I see a motive, I see the fact that, we didn't know that Charlie was kind of backing away from his Zionism stance. He still loved Jews, but he was clearly not wanting to go to war with Iran. He met with Trump. We didn't know about all this. We didn't know about the letter he wrote to Netanyahu saying, like, y'all are about to lose me. You're losing the crowd.
No, that letter was not bad at all. I've read the letter on the channel. I read the whole thing.
I think that letter, you can look at it both ways. But
no, the letter was literally telling him how to use TikTok to reach out to young voters. Tell me what. Yeah, but I'm sorry. It was like
mistakes you're making, like, and including, I believe, being so brutal and everything. But
me saying that you make mistakes
that we didn't see. All this stuff wasn't concocted; it was unearthed. There was text messages, in the group text that was confirmed by Andrew Colvett, where he did say, Israel's about to lose me. I don't want their money anymore. Essentially, we just lost $2 million from a donor. I mean, it seems these were things we didn't know when he first got shot. I didn't know.
Got you.
I thought it was just a trans, furry bunny person.
But wait, it's funny. Everything pointed to trans furry bunny until Candace got on the microphone 2 days later and started up with other stories.
Well, she didn't start for a couple of weeks, so she started noticing.
No, she literally did 5 days later. Again, let me respectfully, Peter. I'm not new to this. I've been doing this for a minute, so as you can tell, I'm not making this up. And if we need to, we can book chapter, verse, context, all of these. So I'm not making it up. I'm respectfully trying to tell you,
she heard
these things are not true. What you're saying
from the F was not true.
What you just said right there.
Well, I don't remember what podcast she started talking about it. That was a while ago. But point being is, she didn't immediately come out the gate saying, "Oh, this was a conspiracy." She was grieving, and then as we started to hear inconsistencies from the FBI story, like the 30-06 that no one has questioned, or the fact that he somehow deconstructed the gun, and they're saying that he reconstructed it and it was hiding in that bush. It all seems so plain.
Who said that, by the way? Who's the one that said that he deconstructed the gun? I don't remember. Do you remember at the presser who said that?
No, but that is part of the FBI narrative.
Can I tell you?
Well, they said he deconstructed the gun. They found
Who's they?
The FBI. They found a screwdriver.
Actually, it was the governor of Utah.
Oh, okay, so still part of
it. It wasn't the FBI.
All right.
And it wasn't the FBI. Did you read the charging documents at all?
I mean, only from what I've heard on podcasts.
Did you? Okay, I would suggest that you read the charging documents. They don't say that he deconstructed the gun. That was the governor who said that.
But what's the explanation for the fact that, like, every single gun expert has said that's not a 30-06? The FBI seems to be putting out some weird false narratives about the gun.
Let's talk about the 30-06, because I think this is going to be very interesting. Do you realize that Candace has stopped talking about the 30-06? She was going hard in the paint. No, I'm going to explain to you why.
Sure.
I'll explain to you why. She was going hard in the paint about the 30-06. Are you a gun person at all?
No, but I mean, it was just everybody online that is a gun person.
That's fine. I would highly recommend and suggest just take a little bit of time and just look at a 30-06, the actual gun. Do you know the different caliber of bullets that gun can produce?
No.
Is it only one or several different kinds?
I don't know.
It can shoot several different kinds.
Okay.
Now, if you know that that gun came from his grandfather, it kind of makes sense that this gun is not meant to take down a moose or a bear. And you can use projectiles that are very simple, that will take out a coyote, that'll take out a fox.
Not leave an exit
wound. And not leave an exit wound, because they're not meant to go through the thing, because they don't want to take out what's behind it. So the reason I brought up that Candace doesn't talk about it anymore, because they told her what caliber of bullet it was when Erica came to speak to her. So now
I haven't looked that up recently. So you can
okay. I would just encourage you. I would just encourage you.
Yeah, I'll look that
because rather than say that somebody's is wrong or obsessed, or of course the usual Zionist Jew 7,000 shekels, maybe just look at it, because it would be beneficial. And I'm not saying that you got to come where I am. You can still believe and hear what I'm not. Don't hear what I didn't say. I didn't say that asking questions is bad. Okay. And I've said this ad nauseum on my channel. I use the example that another crime scene investigator gave. If you have a 100-piece puzzle and you have 97 pieces and you cannot find the 3, do you throw away the puzzle? Do you say that the puzzle is not done? Or do you deny what the picture is showing you because you don't have the 3 puzzle pieces? Or are you comfortable with the fact that, you know what, I got 97. I still, these 3 are really bothering me. But boy, I know what the picture is. It's a train. I know what my picture is. It's an orchard.
Yeah.
Which one do you do?
So let's address you're kind of stepping back, making a broader point, and I get it.
Okay, no problem.
And I think it can make sense in some situations. Now, I haven't followed up on the whole gun evidence issue in a while. I have heard Candace say recently, it could have very easily been Tyler Robinson. It doesn't mean that the government didn't somehow get to him. I mean, I don't think there's any reason not to think, based off just history, that the government doesn't come up with these elaborate conspiracies to get rid of people during these high-profile assassinations, whether it be JFK or I think Charlie Kirk. And if they use Tyler Robinson, maybe the whole gun thing, that wasn't on issue. I don't know. I haven't heard about that in a while. But I mean, there's still so many other things that seem so suspicious to me. And all I hear from people that defend TPUSA is just they say, "Oh, well, it's so immoral to judge a grieving wife." And I'm like, that's emotional blackmail that Charlie Kirk would have been against. Because can we just look at the facts? The facts is TPUSA, Mikey McCoy, as soon as Charlie got hit, walks away, keeps walking. Never ducks or looks, is there an active shooter? I mean, it's just, there's so many weird things. And then when you look at the financial motive, that they've now taken over this company of their supposed best friend, and they're reaping in even more money than TPUSA was reaping in under Charlie, $250 million in the past 6 months. So clearly, Charlie was an impediment to the money they were receiving. And to me, the motive and the way they've acted so weird, and some inconsistencies, at least in the FBI narrative, making me very suspicious and think it probably was a cover up.
I got you. And I
there's a lot of weird things, man. And just say people, oh, well, you can't. Let me bring up one other quick thing, and then let you respond. And then it's always the responses from Erica Kirk and TPUSA is just like, you're bad people. Erica Kirk literally goes, and Candace tried to hold off of criticizing her for a long time, because I think she felt weird about that. It was like, this is a grieving widow. But after a while, she started acting so weird. Let me finish and I'll let you respond for sure. And then one thing she said, she's like, well, if you criticize TPUSA, you're criticizing family. And then the same family, she fired 40 of them all of a sudden, even though in that leaked phone call, she promises not to fire anybody. And
for what reason, though? For what reason?
Due to financial reasons.
Due to financial reasons, right. So that doesn't mean if you do a piss poor job that you got to stay. It doesn't mean, it just says that we're not going to fire you because we don't have the money. I just want to be honest. I just want to point that out. So before you go, I just want to point this out.
Yeah, man.
So these are the different, and we're going to watch this quick clip real quick. These are the different type of projectiles that can come out of 30-06.
Okay.
Okay. We'll just watch it real quick because I want you to see. And then I'm going to talk about Mike McCoy, and I do want to talk about the other things that you said. And I just want you to see this. And again, you don't have to take my word for it. Stop by your local gun range and ask and talk with them.
But they didn't even find the bullet, did they?
Well, let's find it out. Let's find it out. I just want you to see, like, look at the size. Even if you're not a bullet person, you can look at the size and say, whoa, some of these are pretty intense. Some of these, like, they might take out a tank. Some of these might.
But shouldn't they know which bullet it is if there was no exit wound?
It's fragmented. So we're going to talk about it. That's why I just want you to see this.
Okay.
And oh, by the way, your girl confirmed that it was a fragmented bullet, that it broke apart inside of her. She said that.
They really can't tell what it is. I mean, I'm asking.
But I'm just saying, but she said it though. She said it was a frangible bullet. I didn't make that up. She said it on the 16th when she came back from talking with Erica. That's why she stopped talking. That's why she stopped making a big deal about the 30-06. But let's just watch it real quick. Let's just watch it for laughs and giggles.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys, check this out. First, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more videos like this. These are all 30 calibers. See if you can guess them before I tell you what they are. This one on the end here, that is a 300 blackout. Then we got 7.62 by 39. Then we got a 30-30, has that round nose. Next, that's a 308. This blue tip one, that's Norma Bond Strike. That's a 300 Winchester short mag. This one, that's a 7.62 by 54R, goes in a Mosin. This one, this is a 30-06, that round tip, that's a core lock round. This one, second to last, that is a 300 Win Mag, that orange tip, that's a Norma Tip Strike. And this big Mac Daddy down here at the end is a 300 Remington Ultra Mag. Comment down below which one is your favorite, and make sure you're subscribed.
So when you look at that, you see that bullet the brass on that bullet is pretty long, but the actual bullet, the projectile itself is extremely small.
Oh, can I ask?
And so,
makes me have another question real quick.
No, and so the reason I wanted to point that out, and I had not looked at it before, there's actually a better one. I just don't know where it is. I'll find it. But I just want you to see there are different bullets, and that's all I want to point out to you. So we are going to find out during the trial exactly what kind of bullet. If they say it was a tank mortar, then we all got problems. We all got problems. So therefore, but go ahead.
That Andrew Colvett was bringing up, like how it was a miracle Charlie's neck must have been Superman neck, because it seems like he had been told from the autopsy, this came right after the doctor had examined him, that it was one of the larger types of bullets.
It was, well, no, it wasn't an autopsy, because it was literally, it wasn't an autopsy. It was a medical examination, which is fine. But let's just be honest. Come on now, Pete.
Like a lot of like weird things.
Pete, the fact that you would look at people who were there at the scene, with various forms of dealing with trauma, of seeing this, and they say, hey, by the way, the doctor said this, and maybe he didn't say it. I don't know if the doctor said he was really strong. It was because he had healthy bones, but we do know that the bullet did.
Why are they saying these things? So many.
But let me finish this up, because let me finish it up. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
So because Andrew Colvett said something that both you and I agree, like, I probably wouldn't have said that. That means they killed him?
There's so many things like that. The fact that I just found out that when she arrived, she sat on the tarmac for an hour and waited for Andrew Colvett before she went to see her husband. Also,
please tell me what the problem with that is. Why does that mean she killed him if she just sat there and waited for an hour? What does that mean?
I don't even think she killed him. I just think that.
What does it mean, though?
It's very weird behavior.
No, Peter, respectfully, I don't want weird anymore. Tell me what it means.
Well, it means that she could have known.
Did what?
She was okay with it. That she.
Man, Peter, come on.
What do you mean?
Man, come on, Pete.
What do you mean?
Stop it. She's okay with it and sat there for an hour?
Investigating a witness.
Pete, come on, Pete. I'm sorry. Dude, we're doing the most now.
No,
I'm sorry. Pete, that doesn't make sense. Peter, you telling me a woman is okay with her husband getting murdered because she sat on the tarmac for an hour waiting for somebody to walk with her to go through it?
Things like that.
Pete, you got to hold on, man. That is the most ridiculous and insensitive, candy-esque type of foolishness that I've heard so far. The woman sat there and waited, and because she sat there and waited, she was okay with her husband getting deleted. Write that on a piece of paper and say that out loud. That's insane, man. I'm sorry, bro. That you doing the most there. I'm sorry.
It's not, man. It's not weird to say, hey, someone's acting weird after this murder. I don't know what it means, but it sure is weird behavior. That's not a weird thing to say. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but Pete, if I sat there and did that to you, that would be insensitive and wrong to do.
What do you mean to me in what situation?
If I said that, I don't know your marital status, I don't know any of that. I'm just going to say, if I said that to you, well, Pete did not run immediately and fall on the ground and do black funeral impersonations over his wife's death, then that's weird. Then that's wrong. Oh my gosh, he must have been in on it because he is her spouse. He is her spouse, and therefore, anybody who the spouse is always the first one to look at. Come on, Pete.
No, it is. It's true, man. That's how the police look at things in normal
cases. But you're the only one looking at it like that. The police are not looking at Erica. You are.
They're controlled by the government, man. Like, if you think the government wouldn't,
then there's no hope at all. Then there's nothing that we can get justice at all. If every answer is controlled by the government, which is ultimately controlled by a sliver of land in the Middle East, then there's no argument we're having.
In life, when there's almost billions of dollars at stake, these conspiracies don't come up. You know, OpenAI, the guy who started OpenAI, probably killed one of his engineers who was a whistleblower. There's a conspiracy around that too. You don't think there's conspiracies when there's hundreds of millions of dollars at stake? That's not a crazy thing to think. It's not. And if you want to force that narrative, I just think half of America is like, no. I think it easily.
I don't cover this. I disagree with you. Well, I disagree with you wholeheartedly. No, I don't think that people are seeing it like that, and they're seeing you as not only being insensitive, but also like, dude. And by the way, you've never heard me say that one cannot critique.
But you're kind of
TPUSA. I'm sorry.
Okay, finish. Sorry.
Critiquing is different. Critiquing is me saying Pete is sitting in a room with a blue and red mats behind him with a cement wall behind him. I don't know if I really like that wall. He probably should have painted it a different color. That's a critique.
It wasn't camera ready. Okay.
No, bro, you're okay. You all good with me, man. But that's a critique. Me saying that Peter is a bad person, he probably deleted his grandfather for an inheritance because he has a white baseball cap on and a gray hoodie. That's not a critique. That is making an indictment against Pete.
People acting suspicious when there's
such as, give me a suspicious that everybody else, that wow me with a suspicious.
All right, let me give you a completely different criminal case. The Menendez brothers, right? Do you know why the police were looking into them? Because there was financial motive. Oh, they killed their parents. They're grieving. How dare you look at them? No, the police were like, these guys aren't acting grieving at all. It's weird. It's not an insane, logical conclusion to draw. If someone's acting weird and there's a financial motive at place, it doesn't mean we know Erica had an involvement in it, but it's certainly not crazy to say. And for you to try to make me,
but the police are not making the same assumption that you're making.
Well, for one, we don't exactly know what's going on in the investigation, but they sure seem to have moved through this pretty quick. And they found their guy and were very, just locked in on that one guy. They didn't question anybody else, man. They clearly didn't do a full investigation.
Well, okay, I got you. So give me the wow of this case.
Not saying she did it.
Well, I don't know what you are saying. If you're not saying she did it, and you keep saying you're not saying she did it, but then you proceeded to come
up with a story of what happened. I can't do that. I'm an outsider. I can judge someone's behavior and say that's suspicious and weird. I'm allowed to do that. I'm a human being. I can recognize the way humans act. And half of America, I text my friends, even that barely know about this, and you obviously see the kind of views Candace is getting. They're like, the way she's acting is super sus. It doesn't mean she did it. Maybe
the way Candace is acting or the way Erica's acting?
The way Erica and TPUSA.
So can we do the same thing with Candace and say Candace is acting suspect?
Sure.
Because Candace, now we do know that Candace had an economic motive for Charlie Kirk to get out of that contract.
Wait, say again.
Candace had an economic motive to get out of that contract.
I think if she cared about that contract, she wouldn't have spoken up at all, because that's clearly going to cost her money.
But she had a motive. She wanted to see him deleted.
It pales in
to
comparison.
get out of the contract? How do you? But you just said they had to have an economic motive. Are you saying there has to be a value to the economic motive? I just told you one. Tell me why my motive is wrong.
Well, if you want to think that, that's fine. I think
no, I want you to tell me. I want to be right, Pete. I want you to tell me that I'm wrong.
What happened to Charlie Kirk? But
I'm sorry.
I don't know what happened to Charlie Kirk.
He got shot by Tyler Robinson.
I don't know if somebody orchestrated it or not. Is my point.
Tyler Robinson did.
Well, we don't know that it was just a single, person.
Tyler Robinson, the guy at Walmart and the guy at Quick Trip that sold him his gas.
Okay.
Those guys are in on it too, but Tyler Robinson did it.
If you want to say that.
I'm saying that Candace Owens paid Tyler Robinson to do it.
They acted. I mean, just
Candace Owens paid Tyler Robinson to do it. Prove me wrong.
They had a lot of conflicting stories, man, about what happened when they were there that day. I mean, first they were like talking about, Mikey McCoy called Erica when he was with Blake, but then like you could see from the camera that he had walked clear far away. So far he couldn't even see the car Charlie was loaded up in. That's very suspicious behavior. I'm not saying.
You know what else is suspicious?
Sure.
You know what else is suspicious, Peter? That you have not told me how.
How am I supposed to?
Candace Owens paid Tyler Robinson to have Charlie Kirk killed. That's what I'm saying. You keep saying things are weird. I'm going to say this is weird.
Okay.
Prove me wrong.
I can't prove you wrong, man.
Then, sir, then your points are pointless. I can't prove what you're saying either.
No, you don't.
And you can't prove just because you say Mikey not saying something or Mikey not doing something is weird. You can't get away with that.
Had a motive to kill Charlie. You're just saying that.
Candace had a motive to kill Charlie. She thought that she and her husband were going to get the position of CEO. She thought that she and her husband were going to get the position of CEO at Turning Point USA. She wanted to have Tyler Robinson kill him so that could happen. That's my point. That's it. That's the reality. Now prove me wrong.
Okay, but here's the difference. Candace didn't do a bunch of weird things that I just described Erica and TPUSA doing.
I can name 45 weird things that Candace has done since Charlie Kirk's body hit the ground.
Made it look like she murdered that.
Bees. She got Mormon bees. She's got the Maroon cult. She's got the Egyptian planes, Fort Hakatua. She's got the underground Ninja Turtles. Remember them? Remember the guy talking to the bush? Remember that? All that stuff. So no, every last one of them. The glass in the SUV, fill in the blank. Come on. She is just as involved in as possible. There you go. You got to prove me wrong. Say otherwise. Prove me wrong.
One that planned this event. I'm saying that TPUSA, and all of them, they planned this event. They planned it in a way that was very fishy. I mean, there's so many fishy things about the way this.
What is your standard for fishy, though? I'm gonna play with that one for a second. Okay. What is the standard that you're using to determine that how they planned the event was fishy?
Well,
when you've heard from the planning person, you heard from security, you've heard from the school, and you saw evidence that they were planning this. It wasn't planned 2 weeks ahead of time. It had been planned earlier, almost 2 months. Well, so what is the thing that you're using to determine it's fishy?
I heard they didn't have any events planned after that.
See, that's the problem. But no, that's funny because they had an event planned the next day. See, that's what I'm saying. They had an event planned the next day. That's where Candace was getting all up in her feelings saying, well, they didn't have a security plan for the next day.
Okay, well, we'd have to fact check that because
Okay, then I would suggest, before you say that I'm wrong, and say that I'm just obsessed and I'm a Zionist and such like that, it may be beneficial to just check some of the resources. Because I've now mentioned 5 different things, Peter, that you just said you didn't know about. And before you come on and say something to me and say, oh, well, you're just a Zionist shill and blah, blah, blah. Maybe it might be possible. It may be beneficial to look into this information independently.
Man,
on your own.
A ton of fishy things they did that you haven't given any answer for. Okay, for example, again, I don't think it's normal at all America stayed on the tarmac. I don't think it's normal at all the way.
But why is it wrong though?
I didn't say it was wrong. I said it's.
What's wrong with? I mean, because she sat on the tarmac. What does that mean?
It means that any normal person would have gone that was actually concerned about their husband would have gone and seen him immediately. Would not have waited for a friend to show up or something like that.
So. Okay, so she's abnormal person.
Yeah, it could
so
be
she's an abnormal person. But I've never had a loved one assassinated for the whole world to see. So maybe it's possible that she might not behave as you said she was this, you said it wasn't normal. You said normal people would. And all I'm saying is, okay, fine, she's abnormal. What does that mean though?
I don't know yet.
What is it supposed to mean? Well, let me ask a question. When you say I don't know yet, what is the
acting weird? Yes, the implication is perhaps they were involved. I don't know that.
Okay, stop there.
Sure.
What will be because you say I don't know yet. So what is the yet that will satisfy you and say, you know what, Jason was right. It's okay that she sat on the tarmac. What is it?
We'll probably never know the truth.
Then wait. But why does that have to be something that's not true though?
What do you mean?
Just because she sat on the tarmac, what does that matter?
It's not normal behavior.
Based on whose standard?
The human standard.
No, I guarantee you that in the best live chat right now, we'll find a ton of people that would probably respond differently.
But if we were in Candace's chat, they would, agree.
I don't give a dang. That's the reason I don't go to Candace's chat. They're crazy retards.
People in your
I don't deal with them.
That's all I'm saying. But can you explain, is Mikey McCoy just an abnormal human too, for just walking calmly away after his best friend was shot in the neck? He wasn't dodging.
What did he say when he talked about what he did? What did he say he did?
He said he pulled out his phone and talked.
No, he already had his phone. Okay, fine. And what did he do? What did he do though?
He walked calmly away, and you can see it.
What? No. What was he doing with his phone though?
He said he was talking to his dad, but we don't know. He didn't.
No, but the funny thing. Wait, Peter. Again, respectfully, maybe we need to move to a different topic.
Okay.
Your girl has said that Mike McCoy was on the phone. She agreed to that.
Yeah, sure. He's
so wait. Hold on. Wait. You just said you didn't know, but now you do know. No. Be quiet, man. Be quiet. No. Wait. Then, sir, she confirmed that he was on the phone.
Yeah, I agree.
So then, why are you actually bringing it up like it's something weird? You just did that.
Walk calmly away.
But he was on the phone. He did what he said he was doing.
No, but what he didn't say is then Blake Neff says that he was like around the car when they were loading Charlie up, that he was like a hero, like a general.
Wow. So because they said the story, Blake Neff is telling the story. So because he told the story differently, Blake Neff wasn't there. So because he told the story, that means it's a lie?
Wasn't Blake there?
Was he? I don't believe Blake Neff was there.
Yeah, because he said he was there and he saw Mikey McCoy turn into like a hero. Dude,
okay, fine. So what does that mean?
It means somebody wasn't telling the truth about what happened.
Whoa, see, that's where I'm going again. You're now saying that the person is not telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
If I ask you a question after the traumatic event that you saw, and you don't give me every last detail the same, when I ask you on the day of, 7 days later, and then 7 months later, nobody would say that you're lying, though. Like, you literally said lying.
Which hand did I hold the phone with? These are really big details. When Blake says that
such as what? What is the big detail? I want to know, what is the big detail? I have my phone to my ear. What is the big detail? What is the big detail that's going to change the Charlie Kirk narrative?
Is that Blake Neff said that Mikey McCoy was acting like a hero, orchestrating everything while they were loading Charlie into the Suburban.
Okay.
And then you can see Mikey McCoy is not even around the scene. And so it's just like, why are they just weird to say like that?
Okay.
You don't think so? I mean, you really don't.
No, I don't. Because I don't see that as being, maybe you're majoring in the minors, but that doesn't, I would say that.
His neck exploded and you walk away calmly. What does that tell you?
What does it tell me? Tell me what it tells me. Tell me how what I'm supposed to translate from that.
I mean, I think normal humans would just agree that's suspicious. Doesn't mean
such as what though? Tell me what it means. Don't be very direct. Be very direct. I'm obtuse, man.
Don't pretend to be obtuse. Obviously it means that perhaps he knew this was going to happen.
So, how do you? Okay, so you're saying that Mike McCoy knew that was going to happen?
It seems like that based off.
No, are you saying that? Yes or no?
I don't know, man.
Then what are you trying to get from it, though? I don't understand that.
If I say something seems like something, but I don't know without certainty or with certainty, you can't pin me into going to say I have to know with certainty. I don't.
Why would you even bring it? If that following that logic, then Pete, we can throw out 100,000 what if scenarios. You're literally bringing it up because we can watch the film and we can say, why did this person move? Remember the whole thing with hand signals they were doing? Remember that was a whole thing about them making hand signals?
That probably was nothing.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, why even go there?
if we're going to see suspicious things, some of those things might be non-issues. Some of them might be issues.
But
and
they-
we're allowed to look at those things and judge those things independently. And we don't
That's
have to
fine.
have a conclusion. You're making it seem like I have to have a conclusion here. I
No,
don't.
I'm saying even asking the question is kind of silly. That's the point that I'm making. Why just saying, oh, the guy walked away? That's suspicious. That's weird. That's strange. You have used all of those words. All I'm saying is, for what? Like, what is the purpose of saying that? Otherwise, you're only muddying up the water more. You're only bringing up, and by the way, you still have not brought.
And he was acting weird when his friend died. To me, that
Okay,
makes
you said that,
there's a
and
good chance he was involved.
and let me real quick. I gotta hold on, man. That doesn't make sense. Your best friend is getting executed, and you're making the insinuation that he was in on it. That's just cruel and unusual. There's no reason to do that. That's what I'm saying. There's no reason to go in here and add to this. Oh, he must have been in on it because he walked away. Because he said that Blake Neff said that he was there leading people, being courageous and heroic. Okay, fine. That don't mean that he did anything. That's the part, the logic jump. We can say, hey, they told the story differently. I agree with that. They told the story a little bit differently. That doesn't mean that they did something in the story. I'm sorry, that they were a part of the story more than where they were. That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, man. I don't see where you're getting that from.
Was I muted this whole time?
You were. I did. I muted you.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, can I ask you, like, genuinely,
Mhm.
you really think if the police find someone murdered and they start asking questions about the roommate's acting weird or the spouse is acting weird, they don't know what happened yet? Do you think that's insensitive or just a normal means of investigating things? That's all I'm doing.
No. All I'm saying is just because somebody said, oh, he walked away, then that's weird. Therefore, he's a part of it. That's the logic jump. We can say that, hey, it's weird that he walked away, but hey, we see that we already know, even from your own source, Candace, that he was on the phone. So even from there, we know that he was on the phone. So we can go ahead and put that one to bed. We don't have to make any more hay out of it.
Sensitive to say.
Well, it's your friend.
Close friends.
It's your friend. You were not involved in it.
Not a weird, hypothesis.
Okay, then that's fine. If you're okay with anything happening in your circle, Peter, people immediately coming to you and pointing at you because you didn't do something that they felt was on par. Hold on one second, bro. If you did something that they felt was off brand, and they want to point their finger at you, and you're okay with that, you rock on like Donkey Kong. I don't believe that that's appropriate. I think that's inappropriate.
Police do all the time, man.
No, but they don't. No, you're doing well. One is police, so there's actually an authority figure that's going to be making some kind of. But nor are we. Neither of us are police.
Normal humans, the population is like, now we're going to start asking questions because we don't.
But we're not doing anything though. Our question asking doesn't do anything. I know that
subpoenas.
It don't do anything.
We don't have the information. We don't have subpoenas, but we can ask questions.
But they don't go anywhere. They're only me pointing fingers. Me saying to Pete, where were you on September 10th?
Okay, that's fine. There's nothing insensitive about asking that.
Because you're not anybody's friend. Nobody.
If that did happen, I would have no problem. If somebody said, "Hey, man."
No, but and you say, okay, fine, I did something weird, but now we are here theorizing that you were a part of the deletion of your friend because you had a baseball cap on.
It wouldn't bother me at all.
Okay, then rock on. I would have a problem with that. I think it's wrong for me to do it and for you to do it to somebody.
Putting a lot of time into looking at everyone around my friend and making sure they weren't being tunnel vision and they were actually doing a proper thorough investigation. So
the only evidence that we have that Mike McCoy would have been involved in it is him walking away. Nothing else. So, but we have everything else for Tyler Robinson. That's okay. Then that is going to be how you rock.
Can I ask you one question? And then I know you're probably getting tired of me. Does it like truly? Because I feel
Are we seeking a question? I'm going to ask you a question first.
Sure.
Is this a question that we're trying to answer, or is this a whataboutism? Again, a dead squirrel on the highway.
No, I'm curious about the way your mind works. Like, have you been a fan of TPUSA? Because it seems to me like you automatically defend them, and I'm just curious.
Oh, great question.
Has anything about the way they've conducted things not seem weird to you? Because that seems crazy to me.
No,
You know?
that's a great question.
Okay.
Before Charlie Kirk was deleted, you'll never see a video of me talking about TPUSA or Charlie Kirk.
But
So no, I wasn't. I was aware of them.
Okay.
I knew what they were doing, but I wasn't like a dialed in fan or whatnot. I apologize.
You supported what they were doing, I'm going to assume, as a conservative?
Yeah, I mean, like in a tacit, like, yeah, go ahead, do it. I wasn't a donor or anything, supporter, but I'm like, I rock with them. That's cool. Here it is.
So what makes you suddenly jump to their defense, like so?
Because I watched Candace just outright lie.
But they've lied too. So let's say both sides.
Well, you've already regaled me with all of the TPUSA lies. I've given you 5 already about Candace, and you've not answered those. So can you please? So here we go. Explain to me how Candace got the information about the alleged assassination on her life from the French Legion. Where's no evidence of that? And she lied and said that she gave the information to the FBI, to the counterterrorism, later to only come back and say, well, I really didn't give it to him. I texted to somebody at the FBI. Is that not a lie?
Okay, I don't know enough about that issue, but even if it was a lie, does that indicate that she was involved in his murder?
It doesn't. Nope. It's weird. According to your standard, Pete, it's weird.
No,
it's weird.
It's weird.
But let me go back and answer your question, because I derailed my own answer, because I'm going to answer your question about why I'm here poking fun at this. And I'll just explain. 1, I watched Candace lie. But 2, I watched Candace lie in the name of being a Christian.
Sure.
And therein is the rub. We are not allowed to do the things that Candace does. We're not supposed to take the word. I'll finish. We're not supposed to take the word of only one witness. We're supposed to seek 1 or 2 witnesses. Candace is the only witness for the lion's share of the things that she said. The lion's share of them, we don't have anybody else to corroborate those things. We have nobody whatsoever. So therefore, I'll wait. Thank you so much. So it's all good, bro. But let me finish. I understand.
Yeah, sorry, hard for me not to jump in.
Then hold tight.
All right.
So I'm watching her lie and profess to be a Christian. There's a problem there. If I were doing that, I would expect my colleagues, those persons that know me and people that don't, to say Jason is out of pocket and he's wrong. And so therefore, and now on a regular basis, I'm watching her lie. As much as she says that other people lie, please understand she's doing it just as much. I really, truly believe that she's just projecting her own things onto other people.
All right,
from saying I'm challenging that the lion's share of what she says is her own projection out on other people. From lying, saying that she couldn't move and she couldn't talk to anybody, only to find out that she did an interview with CNN.
Okay,
that sit down with the lady at her house. She said that she couldn't move. She was in the bed. She couldn't even think straight, but she had actually had an interview.
Okay, maybe so.
I'm gonna come back. I'm feeling good. I'm gonna keep on going. So that's why I keep, and I'm not saying the TP, and I've said this ad nauseum. I don't think TPUSA is some great unassailable entity. They're not. They're a political organization at best.
Yeah, they're the worst
at best. So I don't expect them to be perfect by any means or measures.
Sure.
However, I don't believe that they deleted their own cash cow, that they deleted the golden goose. You're not going to convince me you're not going to convince me of those things with the mamsy-pamsy weak evidence that Candace has been displaying.
Even though they've made money since it's been gone.
Can you show me where are you getting $250 million?
It's public fact somewhere. We can
pull it up and show me.
All right, I'll have to find it. But
now, the reason I'm saying that
I'm pretty
is
sure
because
not disputed knowledge. I don't know if I know how to research and find these things like people on the podcast do, but try.
That's fine. So again, and maybe this might be homework. I would just maybe say it might be good to look into that. That too, as if they brought in. So
I'm going to assume it's correct.
Say again.
TPUSA hasn't disputed they've made $250 million in 6 months. So
you know what they also haven't disputed? Anything else?
Oh, they disputed.
I mean, they're not going to sit and go back and forth with you. You do realize TPUSA hasn't said a whole lot of stuff. When people say TPUSA said or TPUSA did, they don't actually have anybody that's doing that or saying that.
I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure it's like coming from them that they've made a ton of money. So
where are you getting it from?
I'll try to find it, but I don't think like that.
I got you. And the reason I bring that up, Peter, is I'm catching an idea that you're sharing ideas that come from Candace. Because if you think about it, man, just think about the words that you said. $250 million in 4 months. That's insane. Okay, now, I'll tell you what is more akin to.
Sure.
It's over the life of their business.
So
it's over the life of their TPUSA's existence. Go ahead.
I think that's probably a short-sighted thing to do.
So I think it's fair to say that we've caught her in yet another lie.
No, I don't think so.
Well, okay, you don't think so. I do think so. I guess we call the whole thing off.
I don't know what the exact amount was. If I'm wrong on an amount,
so
the point stands that they've made more money since he died than before. And
do you think that money would be sustainable? Do you think that money that they made, when you say they made more money,
I think
through donations, because it's not like they made more money through donations after Charlie Kirk died. Do you think that maybe the goodwill and all the emotion toward Charlie Kirk's deletion might have been why they brought that money in?
I'm just saying right now, it's not like they lost money. You kind of made it sound like they could.
Why would they lose money? What would be the ask? But you were saying that they were going to lose donors and stuff.
They were going to lose donors when Charlie.
So they lost donors and stuff, but they clearly don't care about the donors anymore.
Oh, they do. I'm quite sure they do, man. Dude, they're such a corrupt organization owned by these billionaires, and it's like anytime you have people like that owning your organization, they're up to no good, man. I mean, like, you should know that. Like,
so wait. Who are the billionaires that are running TPUSA? We got to talk about this one now. Come on.
Well, I mean, I know of the one donor that texted Charlie the very weird, aggressive text message. Lori.
Okay.
He said they lost $2 million, and one donor was going to pull $2 million because he wasn't supporting Israel enough. Those are just
gotcha. That's a couple of them. So people that have a lot of money, having influence in TPUSA is a bad thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what about people having a lot of money, having influence on the Candace Owens podcast?
I don't think that's actually making money. It's more of a grassroots thing. It's the fact that everyone's watching.
But Candace Owens' husband has a net worth probably more than everybody in this live chat. She brings in more money every week than most of us bring in a month.
Wait,
so explain. And is that not bad?
Is her husband having money? But
you just said people having money, having influence in something is bad.
I don't think they're pressuring Candace to say certain things on her podcast. Those things are.
But her husband is her producer. He's very involved in the podcast.
You really think it's the same as someone donating money directly to TPUSA?
He has a vested interest in her talking trash.
Where does her husband make his money from? Is it from donating?
I have no idea, but he's worth more than me and you.
And he's not owned by these people like TPUSA.
But what people is he owned by? I mean, you said rich people involved in podcasting was bad. Yeah, George Farmer is rich. George Farmer is rich. He's got influence over Candace's podcast. Please tell me and agree with me that it's bad. Do the little down thing like that so you get the little emoji. Go ahead.
But I can't do it. I want the emoji. What if I
okay, but then do that and see what happens. But guess what? It's still going to be true.
I don't see it as the same thing. I don't think.
Why does it? What's different?
I think if someone's giving you money expressly for the intent of conveying a certain message, they feel like they have they have a say in what you say, and then you're no longer conveying an honest message.
So nobody is influencing funds into Candace Owens.
I think a lot of smaller people are, yeah.
And so those smaller people all have like really good motives. They're not involved in anything else, right?
Grassroots. I trust that politician way more than someone that gets money from 10 super rich people. You know what I mean? That's all.
Okay. And we're talking about politicians. We're talking about podcasts. I don't remember which one we're talking about now. Which one we're talking about?
Podcast is now the media. Podcast is media now.
That's fine. Okay. So why is Candace okay? She's involved with super rich people, John Mappin, of course, her own husband. She's not, her friends are not broke.
Sure.
By any means of measure. So why are they okay, but Charlie Kirk isn't?
her friends having money doesn't mean they're giving her podcast money. I mean,
Do we not know that? How do we know that they're not?
We don't have any proof of it. We do have
Do we? Well, I can look at her super chats, and I can say that every one of those super chats comes from a rich friend that's funneling money to her to talk trash.
Doesn't even compare the amount of individual sums of money being given to people.
So how much money does it take in order to say that it's bad? Because we can get some people to do. I live in Atlanta. We can get some people to do something real strange for $5.
Yeah, sure, but not obviously.
So, but how much does it take in order to say, "Oh, that's weird"? Go ahead, I'll listen.
Take to influence someone's message probably depends on how rich that person is, but it's got to be in the hundreds or millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands.
You sure? Okay. And if we looked at Candace and said, wow, last year she made $300,000 on YouTube and super chats.
Of views, man. These are all from just common people. It's completely different than rich people pressuring you to say a certain thing and hold to a specific message that they were bullying Charlie not to say. I mean, I just see that as very different.
Okay. And so all I'm saying is I think it's equally just the same about Candace.
I don't know how you can think that, but all right, man.
I don't know how you can think that.
Well, look, we've gone for an hour, bud, and my bedtime's coming up here, but this was a lot of fun. I do appreciate it.
For sure, man. Thanks so much, Eric. Peter, appreciate you, man.
Eric, so it's all good.
Yeah, I apologize about that, Peter. Thanks so much, friend.
Yeah.
Sure enough. All right. Let it be known, let it be said. I reach out to the people. If you have a problem with management, you email management. We try to work it out. There we go. I like that. You can be famous in a big platform and still be wrong. Yeah. There we go. Let me know. Let me know what y'all think. Was I being inappropriate? Was I wrong? I'll try to be nice and kind. Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to, and real quick, and I'll get out of here. I don't want to keep y'all long. So I was on Keisha King's channel earlier today, and she had some real interesting people in the comments. And it's getting kind of threadbare. You're a Zionist, this, that, and the other. I'm really not that invested in what's going on in Israel. And I've said that before. I've said that to people that support Israel, people that don't support Israel. I don't lose sleep over that. I really don't. What I want to hear more of is what's going on here in the States. Talk about that. Because I find it adorable that people who say Israel has too much influence in the United States. And I say, okay, well, let's talk about what's going on in the United States. And they immediately hop in a plane and go to Israel and start talking about Israel again. I'm like, well, let's talk about what's going on here in the States. We can talk about Minnesota. We can talk about what's going on, the dumpster fire in California, what's going on, the infiltration of Texas. We can talk about Virginia. We can talk about just whatever you want to talk about here in the United States. They want to jump over and talk about Israel. And to me, that's just being extremely surfacey and really pointing the finger somewhere else, blaming somebody else for your behavior. And to me, that just doesn't work. So that's why I did that. So I appreciate y'all, of course, jumping in. I'd like to hear what y'all think about it. So thank y'all so much. I was hoping you were going to ask him about mission. Well, I mean, that would have been yet another lie that she vetted Mitch Snow. She didn't. And those are the kind of things that I point out. Like, the reason I go hard on Candace is because Candace isn't being a truth dealer. And she got her people all wrapped around her finger talking about she's seeking truth, but you're really not. You're disparaging people. You're not being gracious. You're not thinking the best of people, even if you disagree with them. I say some foul things about Candace. I do, but I try my best, even in my foulness, not to go but so far, because I'm still, even in that, like, I still want Christ to save her. I still want her to repent of her sin and turn to Christ in trusting faith. So I realize that even in the midst of, as far as I can go, I'm only going to go but so far. So, but I appreciate y'all rocking with us. Thank you so much. All right. We got a prayer circle and fellowship hall. I love it. I love it. I mean, I mean, there was a month. Okay, I want to say it was October. I have to go back and look. Candace joked about, maybe it was November. She joked about getting Qatar money, and she said, "I'll take $120,000 of Qatar money." And it was just so funny. That month is the month she made $120,000 in super chats. I mean, ever since there's been this upheaval going on in Iran and their internet has been cut, I noticed that her super chats have gone down. That's just odd. That's just odd. Now we can talk about, hey, this is weird that Mike McCoy stuck his finger up his nose. Okay, fine. I think it's probably weird for an adult male to stick his finger up his nose, but maybe he's trying to get something out of there, scratch his brain. I don't know. That doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not going to sleep about it. But I do think it's weird that somebody can talk all this smack about monies and such of that nature and then turn around and earn the same amount that she said she would get from Qatar. That just seems weird. Now that seems weird to me. All right, let's see. So, all right, y'all, I appreciate y'all. If you no longer say things I support, I'll pull my money. It's simple. I mean, you have that right. And we didn't even go there. The donors have the right. Hey, let's put in some simple context. Here are my Beats headphones that I'm using right now. Well, if they don't make headphones that I like anymore, I'm going to now transfer over and get the little Samsung Buds. It's really that simple. I don't want to rock with Beats anymore because they don't make the headphones do what I like them to do. I mean, you have that prerogative. I don't know why Candace has made it like an organization has the right to donations. We don't have the right to it. I mean, that's just simple economics. It doesn't make sense. Hey, welcome. We got Ashley, brand new member. Shout out to Ashley. What's going on? Welcome, friend. Welcome. Oh, and thank you, by the way, Lovely Life, for the $2. His parents turned him in and aren't denying it. Now you're talking about Tyler Robinson. I mean, there we go. To me, I think that it's a long tail argument for why. Okay, fine. They did things that are weird. I'm not arguing that they didn't do things that are strange. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, however, is because you did things that are strange, it doesn't mean that you engaged in the deletion or even knew about it. Like, how are we making that jump? That's the chasm I need you to traverse. I need to know how you get from he did something weird, he stuck his finger up his nose, he was scratching his butt, he was looking at his cell phone, to, oh, by the way, he also is part of the deletion of Charlie Kirk. I don't know how you get that. It's called trauma. I mean, that's it. But she joked about money yesterday. She said she had to do was ask her fans for money. That's crazy work, man. I mean, Cantifa, that's your girl. That's your girl. Oh, I can just ask my fans for money. Okay. All right. You knock out. You knock it out, Candace. You do you, girl. You do your thing. Shout out. Like, but okay, hold on. Let's talk. Lady Dear Woke Christian, I'll tell y'all something. Story time with Whitaker. Lady Dear Woke Christian, when she comes home, she will sit in the car, in the garage, sometimes in the driveway. It depends on how hot it is, what the weather's like. But sometimes she'll sit in her car in the driveway or pull into the garage, close the garage, turn her car off, and sit in her car and just read her phone. And she's done this, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I mean, sometimes I'm like, because my studio is right adjacent to the garage. So I know when she's here, sometimes I'll even call like, girl, you coming in the house? So to me, if somebody had to get themselves together, and a lot of the times she's like, look, I just want to decompress. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to get in and I just want to be home safe. And I just need to decompress, pray, get her mind right. I say, hey, go do your thing, girl. Don't come in here acting crazy with me. That seems perfectly normal. The first time she did it, you know what it was? I was like, that's perfectly normal. I get it. I totally get it. So why is it odd that Erica sat on the tarmac for an hour and waited for somebody. Now, if I go out in the garage and say, baby, get yourself in this house, she gonna come in the house. Or I go out in the garage, out in the driveway and be like, hey, come on up in here. She'll come in the house. So why is it bad? I just, for the life of me, I think Candace has made a cottage industry out of making the very simplest things look odd or suspicious, or cause you to look at them with an eye of a little side eye ministry for no reason. For what reason? Okay, fine. The woman sat on the tarmac. She didn't bring anybody else with her. Okay. Is there any reason that you could suppose? And the other part of that is Candace doesn't give you any grace. Like, is it possible that maybe the reason she didn't bring the parents with them is that they were with the grandchildren? Is it possible? I mean, her mom is sick. Is it possible that maybe the siblings went to go check on mom because she had to rush to go check on Charlie? Is that possible? Like, the fact that you have to ask that and you're not willing to say, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, the only person that could go at a drop of a dime was whatever her name is, the donor lady. Okay, fine. We don't know Erica's relationship with the donor lady. She might be a second mom to her, being the fact that her mom is actually in the hospital and sick. Like, why is that odd? To me, that makes that I don't feel like I'm even reaching to come up with that. Like, that's just, why would you not assume the best versus everything's got to be suspicious? Anyway, that's just it. What did I miss? Who said something? Erica's security might have held her on the tarmac off out of abundance of caution. See, I didn't think about that, but is that not reasonable? To me, that makes sense. And honestly, I don't know why. First of all, again, like I was asking the question, like, our questions are not asked by law enforcement. So us asking these questions, batting them forth and stirring up all of this animus toward Erica doesn't mean anything. The police ain't going to arrest her because we don't like her. The police aren't going to go raid TPUSA because Wolf and Finance done said something retarded. It's going to just beat out there and you're going to be sitting there with something retarded because you did it. That's your fault. To me, it just seems, and that's what I'm saying, like, it's cruel because, like, why should a friend, a family member, a loved one of Charlie Kirk now be Agent Zero, public enemy number one, because some Yahoo said that? That's what I mean by foul. Wait, y'all do it too? Wait, thank you, Jay Witt and Lady Dear World Christian. So glad to know I'm normal. Garage self-care ministry immediately, bro. Really? I just knew that was my girl's only thing. Are you for real? I just knew my girl was the only one like that. Get out of here. There are other people that do this. Are you for real? Y'all are playing with Jason. Y'all better stop. My wife done paid y'all. Y'all taking Lady Dear Woke Christian money to lie to me. Y'all lying. Y'all do that? Stop. Wow. Oh my gosh. That's going to go on the list of the funniest thing I've heard today. I did not know anybody else did that. I just knew my wife was the only one that sat there, and then she'll sit there for 20, 30 minutes. Wow. My husband walks in and says, hi, and goes straight upstairs. I don't bother him until he comes down. Wow. Okay. Well, there we go. What did you call it? The garage? I'm gonna screenshot that and send it to her. Here it is right here. I'm gonna send it to her. Garage self-care ministry. Oh, don't, where is it? Okay, she's gonna get a good laugh out of that. Right when I hit the click button, it moved. That is too funny. Okay. Well, I'm telling you right now, I would have never thought in the whole adult life that anybody else would have said, oh yeah, I do that too. That is too funny for me. Okay, shut up. It's not odd. People are so odd. That is too funny for me. Okay. Well, y'all, I want to say thank y'all so much for that. All right, let me see real quick. It's not weird to wait for support to go deal with something traumatic. If she had gone on her own, Candace would have said that that was suspicious too. Yeah, see, like what? Why is that even a concern of yours, Candace? Like that's just weird. To me, that's weird that concerns you. Well, thank you, Eric, here with the $2 super. Thank you, Jason. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Yeah, that was a fun conversation. And when I ask people, hey, you want to jump on a stream, it's that, because I realize that, look, I'm not going to keep going back and forth in the comment section. Y'all know I don't like the comment section like that. I'll shoot you an email. We can go back and forth in an email for a minute. But after a while, like my fingers, I'm old, man. My fingers are getting tired. Like, let's just hop on a stream where I can talk fast and I can type anyway. So let's make it happen. Let's go. It's called conflation. Bias fallacy of looking for clues to fit a pre-existing theory. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Who is the anyone else the police is not investigating? Everyone else on the planet? Yeah, I didn't get that. I really don't. To me, it's kind of exhausting. I'm like Candace, the things she's doing and saying to people. Can you imagine, like, once Charlie Kirk died, right? Those weeks immediately following Charlie Kirk's death, we had people flooding into churches, buying scriptures, looking at their lives, wanting to have conversations about the meaning of life, and of course, talking about violence and, what is Charlie really about? All those really good things that were coming from that. And I dare say that I'm going to lay it at the feet of Candace Owens. A lot of that has been derailed because of this foolish conversation. Can you imagine where we would be if we had still kept that same momentum going into AmFest, going into the new year? Still lots of people want to have positive conversations and they're discussing these deeper matters and being willing to have a conversation rather than, looking sideways at, TPUSA or blaming Erica because she wore a glittery outfit and whatnot. And I've actually said it. I don't like the way she dresses a lot of the time. I don't. Okay. And what does that mean? Okay, fine. I probably wouldn't have wore some of that stuff. Okay. Lady Dear Woe Christian wouldn't have wore that. Okay. She chose to wear it. Rock on, chica. It's okay. I don't like it, but that doesn't mean anything. So anyway, I was just like, man, imagine what would have happened if that had been continued rather than been derailed by the stupidness of Cantifa. That's just crazy. All right. I appreciate y'all so much. Okay. An hour? Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. All right. I just think that's hilarious. I did not think other people did that. I really thought my wife was the only one that did that. And let me see. My second born, when I pick her up from school, she'll sit in the car for a few minutes extra just to because she's been at school, for this play. And tomorrow is the play. So praise God. We'll be done with it on Monday. Whew, back to school as normal. But she'll sit in the car for like 5 minutes, just kind of rest, because literally she's been going all day. So sometimes she'll just kind of sit in the car, relax for a second, when I pull in the garage, and then she'll just kind of sit there. But nothing like her mom. Her mom would be in the car. We forget she even here. Like, oh, I didn't even know you were here, chick. So that's it. So what do we got? You said somebody who's doing something tomorrow? I saw what did I miss? All right, I'm going to get ready to bug out of here. I saw something about tomorrow, but I feel like I missed it. I don't see it, whatever it was. I think one of the mods that said somebody was doing a show or something tomorrow. Oh, okay. Oh, Fighting for the Faith is tomorrow. Yes. It is about that. Thank you so much. So, Fighting for the Faith, a friend of the channel, great content creator, Chris Roseborough and them are great people. They are going to be talking about TPUSA and Candace tomorrow. What time is that tomorrow? Is it like 3 o'clock? Because we'll watch it. Let me pull that up real quick and show y'all real quick, and make sure you all go over there and check them out. And then I'm going to say it again, then I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Okay, so it is tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Okay, so that's, here, I'll just pull it in real quick. Okay, so make sure y'all go check out. If we're not on stream tomorrow, now if we're on stream, y'all come over here. Y'all know where to be. Let me make sure I hit like. Notify me. Let me harass. All right. So yeah, make sure you check them out tomorrow at 4 o'clock. All right. Thank you, Tina, for reminding us about that. Okay, everybody, y'all have a great night. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I'm going to do something. I'm going to end in prayer, and then I'm going to hit the end button and get up out of here because I have got to get up in the morning and I'm a little sleepy. So, Father, I thank you that we had a good opportunity to talk with Peter, to talk about some different things and questions that people have. I pray, God, that you'll bless him and his family. I pray also that salvation will come to Peter. I thank you for everybody who's here in the best live chat on the internet and those who will watch this later on the most electrifying comment section. I pray, God, that they'll see that my desire is to make much of Christ, and my desire is to dispel myths and make much of truth. So I thank you for that time and this time, and I ask that you'll be with us all as we leave from here. In Jesus' name, amen. Grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the J Whip Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.